Hi everybody, we are going to start our webinar today. Before we start the webinar, I want to check the microphone is working. Everybody, if you can hear me, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand if you can hear me. Thank you. Please put your hands down. Thank you. Today's meeting, we want to introduce public InControl2. It is a cloud management system. Because of the time, we will introduce this cloud management roughly. We won't go deep to each function. Maybe we have another technical session, talk about InControl2, each feature, how do we use it in different sessions. Welcome joining our today webinar. Again, public mission. We will want to provide you an SD-WAN solution which support unbreakable connectivity anytime, anywhere. It also connected to the cloud management system. We also call SD-WAN enabler or controller. Why? Because we need a system to help us to monitoring the system healthy, the WAN connectivity, the WAN quality, WAN reports. And before we use InControl2 cloud management system, we have some system requirement to check. First, we support all public or wave products, which means maxed out series, balanced series, or APs. All public products include switches. We all can put on to InControl2. We can do some management, configuration, reporting, status check. And to use InControl2 service, you are able to access internet because these public host a public cloud service. So if your device behind the firewall, please make sure they set a rule that can pass UDP port and TCP port as the list. Or you can make a whitelist domain, public.com. It would be nice also. So when you have a public device and have internet ability or can reach to InControl2 host, then the next thing we need to check is your device is under the public warranty, or we say under care plan, or do you have a subscription of the InControl2? With the care plan, it includes hardware warranty and support InControl2 subscription also. With public care plan, you can use InControl2 service, or for some rare cases, we support subscription only, which means you don't have a hardware warranty. You can purchase InControl2 subscriptions, but it is a rare case. Or more even, if in your special project like government project, financial project, you need a totally on-prem host, which means it's private host. We also support this option, but this option get approved at the end of the events. The last thing we need is a public ID. A public ID will help you to close all the public forums or all the public platforms, includes a normal forum, eStore, InControl2, etc. One public ID can help you do the multi-logging, also keep the secure. Now we go to the InControl2, a cloud-based SD-WAN network management. That is how it looks, and that is the link, InControl2.public.com. That is our latest layout. You also can log with Google or Microsoft or Apple account, but with the time, we will support public ID most, or only support public ID. So with a public ID is crucial. We want to know what InControl2 can do. As the image, we can see it is totally cloud-based. We have a monitoring function, configuring function, a management function, which means translate to the modern world in the networking, we say zero-touch configuration, which means it will help you to deploy like a snap. We don't configure device 100 times in a bigger deployment. And we have some easy understanding reporting. We include the WAN quality, include cellular the WAN quality, and the usage report or real-time usage. And even more, we support to track the client list. We can know each client usage per day, or we can find the peak the rush hour in the working hour. This is a cloud-based management idea. How do we do it? No matter what your device is in the vehicle or in the LAN, as long as you have ability to connect to internet, then you can go to the InControl2. Then with the per configuration, what we can do, we can send different outbound policy, QoS function, or firewall rule, or we can pre-config SSID, Wi-Fi radio, or your LAN setting. As long as you connect to the internet, then report to the InControl2, you will start synchronize your configuration. Then, as long as we pre-config, you will sync up the configuration automatically. Then it takes 3 to 5 minutes to apply the change. All we can do is log into InControl2 under the same UI, do the configuration settings. We also include, we can configure the VPN topology at the cloud management system. But it is only support SpeedFusion VPN only. Other VPN settings need to configure it at the device UI or by upload the configuration file to the InControl2. This is two measurement system or measurement method to monitoring your device status. One is InControl2, and as I mentioned before, we support private host InControl2 private host ICVA. It need extra approval in the advance. It's designed for the closed network. Mostly is government project or finance project. Please remember this because this is a kind of winning point against to Meraki or Fortinet because they don't support on-prem solution right now. We provide a possibility to the end user they can self-host or to the telco company. And the secondary method we can monitor the device status is InControl2 app. We support in Apple system right now, and Android system is under development. So basically, this is an app solution. Most connect to the InControl2, get the information from here. From the InControl2, then drop to the apps. It can help you do some quick check or do some configuration change. Now this two key factors about the InControl2. We can set up and manage. For the setup, we set 0 configuration again. We can see two different screens here. First is we support a LAN configuration by a template, which means we can download an Excel file or CSV file. You can fill in the DHCP setting, the LAN setting, the VLAN settings, then upload this template to the InControl. Then we can select the device to follow those templates. Or we can use a configuration method, which means if I have a sensory or same model for the same model device for Max BL1, for all the Max BL1 Classic, I want to use the same configuration. So I only do once and download the configuration from the device, then upload to the InControl2. Then I configure as every BL1 Classic follow this configuration file. The InControl2 will send this configuration to all the Max BL1 Classic you have. It is 0 configuration. And about the VPN port, for SpeedFusion VPN, we support a visible topology setting, which means we can see the actual connection on the InControl2. If you set SpeedFusion tunnel through the device UI, then you can see the visualized image. But in InControl2 status, you can see the real connection. You can see the connection status. You can see the each one. You can also see the topology you choose. The three topology we support is star, full mesh, or point to point. And you also can configure advanced SpeedFusion function. Like I want to set different priority, use different one, just like you configure this on the device. We also support you if your VPN tunnel will cross different InControl2 group or organization. Even your device is not under InControl2 control, we also can build a connection or set the configuration to the device as long as it is reachable. Let's summarize up the idea about the InControl2 zero-touch configuration. We have a different method. The simple one is we upload a device configure file. Then we can choose to deploy or push this configuration file to the same model. For example, if you have HD2 Mini, you have thousands of HD2 Mini at a different place, but with the same configuration or similar configuration, we can configure one. We can configure one has most features or most use changes. Then we can upload this configuration file to InControl2. Then select which HD2 Mini want to follow this configuration A. And we can configure the device by the template. It is basically to help you configure device LAN IP settings from the LAN, from the VLAN, from the DHCP, etc. Then we also support a UI setting in the InControl2. We can directly change the outbound policy or firewall rule and in the InControl2 UI. Then it will deliver or push the configure changes to the device. And the last thing about zero touch, we can set SpeedFusion VPN in the InControl2 and visualize it. and visualize it. This is a steps about how do we upload the device configuration. This is under the setting, a bulk configurator. Then you can see what column, what kind of the settings in the configuration file will be applied here. Then when you select the file, we can do the configuration timing change. We can schedule it or immediately change the configuration. We also can use tag feature. to select some particular model or particular device have to follow this setting, or the other device group doesn't. We can do this. And the next part is we say device IP setting. Why this matter? Because not for the security issue, we are not recommend use default LAN IP, because for some people don't know, for the Microsoft series, or basically LAN IP is 50.1. So for the security issue, we don't recommend you keep the same LAN IP up and running, especially if you do some passenger Wi-Fi or you do some security transmission, CCTV transmission. Is not safe. We will recommend you change a real IP to keep your device not so easy to get. So we also support AP. We can also support the LAN setting on the APs, and we support a template here. Once you click this link, you will see a CSV file, and you just fit it in and upload. Then select the device. So you will follow the device IP setting as you recommended here to serve. We said firewall rule and outbound policy. We can configure the outbound policy and firewall rule under InControl2 directly. But basically, you will import a default configuration file and read the firewall rule inside. Then when we select the command set, we will see the firewall rule, or we can see the outbound policy rule inside. And we also can edit them. We also can edit them on the InControl2 UI. We don't have to go to the device label, do some configuration. As this image we can see, we can choose which model or which tag they have. And we can select the firewall rule outbound, enable, then source destination, allow or deny. We can edit them on the InControl2 interface. We also can work on the outbound policy too. We can see the outbound policy page here. When we select one configure set, we can see the details, source destination, algorithm, and we can select and change the algorithm priority or change to different algorithm. So the zero touch configuration, firewall rule, and outbound policy, we can modify them on the InControl2. It will help if you deploying on let's say retail store. Because I'm in Taiwan. In Taiwan, we just won KFC project last year, and they just support free Wi-Fi to their customer. So when you go to the KFC, you can use their Wi-Fi. You can use Wi-Fi to place your order, or use their Wi-Fi go to the internet browsing. And because they are open to their client, so they must do some policy change to control the traffic, or they must do some firewall rule to block them, go to some phishing site or phishing site, or block them to uh, some domains. So this feature is quite important because you can change hundreds or thousands device, CPU, router, max router balance around the world or around the country. You can change the firewall rule or outbound policy rule in InControl2. You can do you will not you don't you will save your time. You don't do 1,000 times to change to each device, and you check them once and once. It is a detail about outbound policy on the InControl2 because these two features, these two destination feature is only for InControl2. Only you set outbound policy from the InControl2, then you can see the SaaS and region setting. If you use it, if you want to find these two options in device UI, sorry, you are not able to see them because it is a long list for the Microsoft G Suite, Office, Microsoft Office, Google G Suite, Zoom, LiveSize, Salesforce, etc. So we help you to look to record those destinations and simplify them as one option, like G Suite, Office, Microsoft Office, etc. This only support on InControl2. Then you can use them, select the destination, and change the outbound policy, change the traffic flow as you need. Now we go to the reporting part. For the reporting, first thing in the dashboard, we can see the device status. It has three types of color: yellow, green, and red. Green means alive, it means connected, and yellow means they have 20 seconds without report, which means InControl2 doesn't have any hello or any echo from the device for 20 seconds. Red means disconnect, lost the connect. It is the same idea in WAN status. If you see green, it means connected. It means your WAN is healthy. If you see yellow, which means base your healthy check. Base your healthy check in this sample we see DNS lookup. It doesn't get replied in 20 seconds. So you turn to yellow. When you turn to red, we will know you have a WAN was connected, but now it's disconnected. We also can see other information in the dashboard. For example, you can see this is my organization called demo. And this is my group. This is my group. And I can set other memo here. In this case, I write down the address, our office address here, and we can see device status at the first group. How many device I have, how many device is offline, how many client I have, and the tag. The tag I set it. It is customized tag as we want. You can use English character or Chinese character or other character. I believe UTF-8 is okay. And we can see the uptime or online time. Uptime not always equal the online time because sometimes your device keep running, but your WAN connection might have some trouble. So your uptime not always equal the online time. Online time means you report in the InControl2. And we also can see the current usage, and the configuration change status. This is InControl2 dashboard. Then we go to the device label. Device label means we go to particular device, and this logo shows Wi-Fi SSID is on. It will send the Wi-Fi SSID out. Under this screen, if you have balanced device, you can see the WAN status. The WAN status. The W means the WAN. So we have 5 WAN here and 4 LAN here. The green means the connected. The black means not connected. Then, if we click the event log, this page will jump to the event log page. We can also see the device warranty here. And here is some status. If your device supports the CPU loading, we can see the loading here. And the WAN status, IP address, and your connecting method, etc. This device stable information. If you click show all, you can see more. And when you click the tag, you can do some changes or add some tags as you need. The next page in here, if you go to the device label and find the reports and choose the device report, you will go to the list page. You can custom the date from here. We support the customer period. You can select any day you need. Basically, we keep the report like 3 months long or 1 month long by different times. If you are interested, you can drop me a mail. Then we can see the summary. If we in the device label, if we under the device label, it only will show one device. If we use group label, it will show the whole group. So make sure what kind of label report you want to see. And on the list page, we can see the summary about the average use daily and data usage and how many clients and the client list You can see this Stone computer. I use this device a lot because it is on my desk, and my regularly testings use this balance device. And I also connect two devices under this balance as an internet gateway, so they have some traffic and some usage. And we can see the client per day. You can see the client per day. And if we click this day, click the March 11, it will go to the 24-hour mode. We can see the hourly connection status. All this report we all can do to download as a CSV file. In every report, you find this, you can download it. Next report we use is the bandwidth and usage report. Again, same idea. If you are in the group label, you will see the group report. If you in the device label, which means a particular device, you can see this device information only. Under bandwidth and usage report, we support different types of the report. One is the real time. On the real-time report, you will only keep the real-time information from the time you click here. It won't record the moment before. You only record the moment from now to the next second. If you refresh the page, you won't keep the data. And we support another bandwidth monitoring is per minute. Because bandwidth it is not a fixed number. So if we want to monitor this, we must monitor in a real time, or we take an average in a second. And the second type of the report is data usage. We support hourly, daily, and monthly. And we can choose different connection about which report we want to see. They will based on how many WAN on your device. If I use, for example, if I use Max Transit Duo, it will show WAN 1 and Cellular 1 and Cellular 2. It will based on different models, show different interface. And we can see the report here. And if we click the item, we can make the color disappear. We can see particular one we want to see. Again, we also can download the information here if we click here. And if I click the month's information, it will go to the daily. It will change to daily information, daily usage we have. This is a public in a glance. We show some entry level to roughly introduce public settings, InControl2 settings, management, and reporting. If you have any question, don't hesitate. You can type in the chat or type in the FAQ. If you don't have further question, I want to share some little bit advance that people would like to ask. For example, if I use some people will ask if I use your InControl2 service, what do I know? Somebody log in to my device. How do I protect or how do I trace the activity about the administrator? The answer is here. You can add the high-risk label we call the organization label and go to the option log, you can see the time. It is UTC plus 0. This UTC plus 0 time. And who, the account name, go to the which group or which device and the page and do something. And old value and new value. Okay, so in this month, I log in at April 6th. Go to the public TPE group and set a pub VPN specific VPN configuration file, and the file name is April 6th. But I don't do more content inside. I don't assign the device. I just create a profile. So we can trace who logged in to my account or who logged in to my device, or do some changes or change or sign in, just viewing. And another question people might ask me, because I share the information about specification configuration on the InControl2. I said this is okay to config specification VPN across InControl2 group, which means I can assign specification VPN configuration or profile to different group device, or even it is not under InControl2 control. That is how. It is only support the star topology if I need to close the InControl2 group or organizations. So, or under the status, if I want to set the specification profile, cross the organization, or it is even not in the InControl2. It's only support point-to-point topology. How we enable it is use advanced settings. Then add the device. It will show this page. And the peer is not under InControl2 control, but we must able to reach them because we need to establish the VPN tunnel. Then if it is not under InControl2 management, so we can also enter the remote ID, security, and remote IP address. Then we will push this configuration file to those devices under InControl2 device. So if the device is not under InControl2, we're still able to make a connection to them. But because it, if the device A is under InControl2 management, device B is not, we also can do the point-to-point profile setting. But for the device B, because it is not under InControl2, so we need extra menu settings. It is to FAQ. People might not able to find the answer in the forum or in the question mark. Check the administrator activity. And how do I configure specification profile cross InControl2 or not under InControl2? Any questions? Please feel free to type in your question in the chat box or FAQ box. Or should I run a live demo about the reports. Interesting, right? As you see, now using the organization label, your customer, your partner can share their group with you, and you might have different ability to log in a super user or just view only. And it is a demo group I have. We can see something. Let me see. We can change. We can custom the column as you need, which you can choose some important column that you can trace. You can see them at the first sight. And you can change the memo here. You can change the memo here. And there is a geography viewing. We can see where is the device, what's their status. If you are in China or North Korea, you will be Open Street View map. In other country, we can see this on the Google. And some quick log here, we can see the event log here. And for the reports, we said if we don't choose the device, it will be group level reports. You will see all the devices in this group, include this. So we can see different device here. Usage, select, we can see the time. Who is the client? How many users they have? And we can see the hourly report. It is today. And before the 8 o'clock is only 2 devices or 2 clients connect here. After during the work hour it becomes 3. If we click here, we can see at this time and today 9 a.m. we have 3 devices connected. And what's their IP address? If I click 8 a.m. it will change to the different time. For example, 4 a.m. I'm not go to the office right now, so it's only Max BL1 and AP1 Enterprise. And when I click the client, it will told you this IP address is assigned to Stone X1, which means my computer. And if I connect to this device right now, it will call all the log here. It will say, oh, Stone's notebook is on the balance one, and their daily usage is here. And the usage report. You can see hourly, monthly, daily, and see more detailed information. You might notice this is some minor different than what I show in the slide. That's because I am in the group label. Now I go to the device label. You can see device name here, device detail, information here. When I go to the usage report, it will become the same information. Yeah. If I go to monthly, and I click here, we go to here. You can see the monthly usage, daily usage, and I want to put those command here. Any questions? If you don't, I want to say thank you to all you guys. Thank you for your joining. This is InControl2 at a glance. Then we might have some deeper introduce or advanced introduce someday. Again, thank you, Ty. Thanks for joining. See you next time. Bye bye.